What's going on, everyone? We're back with a brand new video, and once again I am in the four-wheel studio, aka my car. So if there's any variance in normal audio quality, as always, you can attribute it to that. So man, I really just have to get into today's video, and it may anger some people may not like it, but oh the hell well, because these things need to be said. And I'm just going to come right out and say it. I think that by and large, there are some exceptions, but the LeBron James fan base, and if you could see me, I'd be using air quotes, is the single worst thing to happen to the world of basketball. Wow, I mean, it's these people, these over emotional, illogical losers. You know, I've said it before amongst friends, but I really have come to the conclusion that this is the case. These people, they're like the Beyonce fans of the sports world. You know how they talk about these Beyonce sycophants that will mercilessly attack you online if you are anything other than effusive with praise and benevolence to Beyonce. That's what these LeBron James losers are, and I'm calling you that because it's kind of what you are. You know, the fact that these people, they get, and I say this because I've seen it firsthand, that they get so emotional because somebody does not think their favorite player is the best of all time or better than this player, to where they get, you know, so blowed up that they want to do physical harm to somebody. I mean, it's deranged, it's weird, it's sick, and these people need help. So, and I just heard about this the other day, that I guess one of these sycophants apparently threatened the life of Dreamers Pro because he did not bend the knee at the throne of LeBron James. All right, so we got cut off there apparently, but yeah, apparently he told him that LA was a no-fly zone and yakety schmackety blah blah blah. But here's the thing, and why one, I picked the picture that you see. I mean, these aren't like basketball fans, man. I've been watching basketball since the late 1980s, and I've seen people, you know, who are, well, let me say this. First of all, it seems more than ever, it seems like people have been pigeonholed into, well, I am only a fan of this player, or I am only a fan of that player. Now, I mean, people have always perhaps had their favorite players, you know, myself included, but even then, I still like other players, you know, David Robinson, Mitch Richmond, Mahmoud Abdul-Rauf, you know, Shaquille O'Neal, Kendall Gill, Jamal Mashburn, Steve Smith. I can go on and on. And so it wasn't just Michael Jordan. There's other players, but it seems with this latest iteration of basketball fan, and particularly, obviously, LeBron James sycophants, they are just so dialed in, locked into this one player, that he is the be-all, end-all for basketball, that anybody who either likes another player, says another player is better, or even has the temerity to say, well, yeah, he's an all-time great, but maybe I have him just in my top 5 or top 10 or top 15. They take that as fighting words and disrespect, like you spat on one of their parents or something. And it just shows you how, and I keep using the word, it's deranged. And that's why the picture that you see, it's like, they're like a cult, man. You know, we hear the phrase cult of personality, which is a totally different meaning, but these people, it's like a legit cult. It's like a religion to them, in that they are so invested, that they are so it's like almost a pivotal part of their identity, that if you attack that or something, it's almost like or not even attack, but if you disagree, it's some sort of attack, and they have this visceral response to where they feel like, as we saw with the Dreamers Pro situation, that stooping to violence is a perfectly acceptable response to that. Yeah, I mean, these people are just sick. They're one of the worst things, like I said, the worst thing to happen to basketball fans, period. And I just don't understand why they think it's okay, what goes on, you know, the 2 or 3 brain cells that pills around in their head, to where they think this type of behavior is okay. And I think in part is that you've got installed people, bought and paid for mouthpieces in the mainstream media, that because they have these platforms, you know, they have been able to make certain things that were previously taboo or unacceptable in terms of discussing, looking at, ranking, rating basketball, perfectly acceptable. Like when I grew up, granted, you know, you loved the generation that you were watching, but we understood that the reason why, you know, the Michael Jordans, the Penny Hardaways, the Grant Hills, the Scottie Pippens, you know, the Mitch Richmonds, those guys were able to do what they were able to do was because of, you know, the Magic Johnsons, the Larry Birds, the Dr. J's, that saved the NBA, and that they were able to build on what was already there, as Michael Jordan once so beautifully put it, to add their strokes to the masterpiece of the artwork that is the game of basketball. We understood that those guys were truly standing on the shoulders of giants. But now, these, you know, they use their platforms to denigrate, disrespect, and tear down previous eras in order to uplift the current one. And that's wrong.
I mean, and again, that's why I use this picture, man. They're no different than like these religious zealots that feel the need to stamp out or eradicate anybody who doesn't agree with them or share their point of view. So they get so angry when someone disagrees with them. And like I alluded to earlier, the fact is they've been empowered by the media arm of Clutch Sports and their highly paid agents who start off saying some of these ridiculous things. We see it with them disrespecting, you know, the players of past eras, Jerry West or Wilt Chamberlain, Michael Jordan, and these people, they take it and they just run with it. So now you really have to, you have these ridiculous things like we're done with the 90s and all of these other things, which is really just no more of a deflection and a smokescreen. So you don't really take a look at their already flawed argument from their very, very flawed deity. But when you get to the point where you are threatening people, I mean, this thing has jumped the shark in a horrible way. They think this is acceptable. And just like I said, the same way these losers, you know, will defend the Beyonce or Nicki Minaj or whoever to the death, so are these clowns. And yeah, I've never seen anything like it, and we're truly in many ways in the darkest place in terms of basketball fandom than we've ever been. So with that being said, I'm gonna wrap up this video because I'm just shocked that these people think this is acceptable. But let me know what you think. As always, let's have a conversation about it in the comment section. And as always, thank you for spending a few moments with us. And as always, tell the ones that you love them. Peace.